I want to comment on Charles Barkley. Because the other day, Charles Barkley said something that just offended everybody, made everybody mad for some reason. And I really want to play the clip because I saw it and was like, I don't agree with everybody else's response. This is what Charles Barkley said.
As they went to the locker rooms, some friendly chatter between Rajon Rondo and Draymond Green.
That's what you want to call it?
What do you want to call it, Chuckster?
I just want somebody to punch him in the face.
Which one? American Express halftime report.
I really do. I just want somebody to punch him in the face.
Oh, you don't like Draymond? DOJ in Atlanta.
I want to punch him in the face.
Why you don't like Draymond?
I'm just telling you, I want to punch his ass in the face. I do.
So I want to give you guys some context from this clip. Prior to Charles Barkley saying this, Draymond Green is being an absolute punk. He's treating the Pelicans like crap. He's throwing his body around. He's playing really chippy. And I love Draymond Green. I really would love to play with him on the same team. But as much as I would love to play with Draymond Green, I would hate to play against him. And I think it's interesting when Charles Barkley says, man, I want to see someone punch him in the face. I want to ask, is anybody offended? Is anybody like, oh, I'm so hurt. I can't believe he said that. Why are people offended by this? I don't understand. You realize Draymond Green is a millionaire playing professional basketball. I don't get it. Now, I understand why this is a bad thing to say. The reason why you don't say, man, I want to see him get punched is because you don't want to hear little kids. You don't want little kids to hear him say that. The fear is little kids will hear Charles Barkley say this and think, oh, now it's okay for me to punch people. You don't want that. You don't want to hurt or corrupt little children at all. But can I tell you what's really annoying about this? Many people on ESPN right now are saying, oh, it's awful. He shouldn't be saying that. The children. Think of the children. We don't want to corrupt the kids. And Charles Barkley, his free speech and him saying whatever he wants, it's bad for basketball because what if the children see it? And then ESPN turns around and post on their Instagram exactly what Charles Barkley said. If it's really that awful, if it's really that bad, you wouldn't share it with the world. You wouldn't use it. You wouldn't promote it. You wouldn't retweet it. But that's exactly what ESPN has done. They made a bigger deal out of it than a smaller deal. If anyone at ESPN actually believed it was such a bad thing, he should have never said it, they wouldn't be talking about it at all. They would simply hide it, bury it, and pretend it didn't exist. And that drives me nuts. Now, I was really sad because Charles Barkley actually apologized. It was like a loss for freedom of speech. It was like, oh no, please. Charles Barkley said he shouldn't have said it and that he didn't literally want to fight Draymond Green. Yeah, we know, of course. Did anybody watching that actually think, I believe Charles Barkley wants to run up to Draymond Green and just punch him right in the face. I think he's going to get in a fight next time they see each other. No, nobody actually thought that. Look, do you understand? Charles Barkley is an entertainer. Charles Barkley is a personality. His point was Draymond Green is being annoying. And Charles Barkley is not a journalist. People on ESPN, again, they're acting like it's, his job to stay out of the story. He's just a conduit. Yada. No, he's not a journalist. Charles Barkley's job is to be interesting. Charles Barkley is getting paid money to say things like the thing he just said. He's getting paid to say stuff like that. But when he does it, for some reason, people get offended. Which one do you want? Do you want loud, obnoxious Charles Barkley that says whatever he wants? Or do you want Charles Barkley hiding with tape over his mouth, censoring everything he says? It's so annoying. I don't think anybody who actually watches basketball was offended by this. I think it was just people on the outside on Twitter that were like, I can't believe someone would say that. It's like, when's the last time you watched an NBA game? I never watched an NBA game, so why are you offended? It doesn't bother. It doesn't even affect you. Relax, Zach. I just was frustrated because it was a petty thing ESPN got really mad about, and I was like, this is so dumb. If ESPN's really that mad about it, they wouldn't be showing it everywhere. That was my biggest problem with the Charles Barkley stuff. It didn't bother me. He said it, I laughed at it, and I moved on with my life. We don't need to focus on it. And if you don't know that punching people randomly because you're mad at them is a bad thing, You shouldn't be watching. I don't know. I just don't. How do you live your life? You should know right from wrong. You should know punching people is not a good thing. But as an off-color joke, it works. It was okay. It didn't bother me at all. Me personally, if it bothered you, I'm sorry it bothered you. But for me, Charles Barkley's comments didn't bother me in the slightest. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Help me grow Strong Opinion Sports by telling your friends about this show. Share it on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever it is. Tell your friends. Help me grow Strong Opinion Sports. And remember, you can subscribe on iTunes, on SoundCloud, and on YouTube. Tell your friends. Subscribe to the show. Thank you so much. Have a great day.